Fuck that. I've been going by Sean Daly since I was like 13, 14 years old.
We are the people of Mercury. I am your interplanetary host, Travis Montgomery. These views reflect one planet and one planet alone.
And welcome to Mercury's Cast. I will be your humble host, Alexander, with my dashing and darling manservant, Travis Montgomery.
I am here to serve you.
And introducing a first-time guest, hopefully a repeat guest, if we can do this all right, Mr. Sean Daly of Daily Does.
What it do? Yeah, I'll definitely be back. That's already a given.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to start this one off a little bit fast-paced. We're going to talk tech. This week, I got in the mail an interesting little box of bits and bubbles from ThinkGeek, the ThinkGeek capsule. They're running this. Think along the lines of the Loot Crate or
like Nerd Crate and stuff like that.
Dog box.
Things of that sort. But this one's just a limited time run.
You get something in the mail every month, and you know,
yeah.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
But this one's it's thematic, but it's a 3-month thing. They're not doing it as a repeat thing. It's just a little. I guess they're just testing the waters.
Regardless, it's a test run. It sounds like a test run.
Regardless, for the price, it was okay. It came with a gift card for their website, which was pretty cool. If you've ever been to thinkgeek.com, they've got some really, really nifty stuff. Got me some miracle berries. They're these cool tablets that change the flavor of things.
Yep.
If you put in the code word Mercury at thinkgeek.com, you will get.
It will do absolutely nothing.
You look like a damn fool.
We're not sponsored by
you will get an error message, but at least you tried.
Go ahead.
Which brings me to the overall review of it. It's all right. Got like a little metal cup, a pretty cool piggy bank. There were a few other little things, little pin thing. I guess each box is going to have a little limited edition pin.
I want to hear more about the little things.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and I got
all the small things. Tell me all about all the small things, please.
I got a Zelda Breath of the Wild shirt.
Okay, that's actually that would be worth it for me. I'm not gonna lie.
So I got it. I was gonna wear it, but it is really, really stinky. I wore the hell out of it when I got it. For anyone that can see the video, little metal unicorn cup. So this one's theme was, phantasms, fantasy worlds, Fallout, Harry Potter, and Legend of Zelda were the focus. Oh, got some Harry Potter socks, some Hogwarts alumni crew socks. So overall review, was it worth the price? Not really. I mean, kind of. I mean, take $5 off the price because I got a $5 gift card in there. It was okay. It was definitely better than some of the stuff Loot Crate's been putting out. So looking at all the reviews I see of that stuff, this was definitely a step up, which isn't surprising. ThinkGeek has a lot of pull behind them. I think they got bought out by GameStop.
Oh, I did not know that because I've been a big fan of ThinkGeek for years now.
Yeah, I still remember when the Miracle Berries were a new thing.
People making lemonade by just putting lemons in water and then
just eat a straight lemon. Or me back in the day winning all the Buffalo Wild Wings challenges, the hot wings challenges by popping a Miracle Berry first.
You cheetah.
You can't.
You're filthy cheetah.
You don't perceive the spice in your mouth.
It's just pressure.
Yeah. So as far as that's concerned, I think it was a pretty cool little thing. It's not too late to get in on it for people that want to, but by the time this is up, it'll be getting to that time. I think they'll send it out July 20th for the next one, and then August 20th for the one after that. So they sent it out on my birthday this year. It was pretty cool.
Well, I'm a broke Negro, so, that's not happening.
No. I'll see about
$20 a month?
I think it was 30.
Damn.
but a $50 value on their website.
That reminds me of when I experimented with the Bud Box, which you can get in any state. It's legal as long as you don't put marijuana in it. It's for tobacco. It was the Bud Box. It was basically there's a bunch of them. There's I was seeing somebody at the time. We were like, we should try and get one of these boxes for science. So we got the Bud Box, and it was a couple good things, but it wasn't worth the $20 a month. And I've been noticing that a lot about these subscription services, that a lot of these boxes aren't worth, except for like the food ones. The food ones seem to do really great.
Yeah,
they seem to get great reviews.
The snack boxes are great.
I'm gonna get the ramen box.
Well, don't get me wrong. This one,
ramen box. That's
for the value, I think everything that came in it, I would have paid more than what I paid for the box, but I wouldn't have necessarily bought all those things. And that's there were two things in there that I really liked, and I think that those things equaled the value. You pay about $20 for a graphic tee these days.
Yeah.
If you go to a Hot Topic or something, which I did see this exact shirt in a Spencer's for $30. And then I don't even want to know how much the piggy bank goes for retail. So this box was definitely, like, was it worth it overall? Not really to me, but that's just because I wasn't exactly excited about all the stuff that came in it. But some people probably got it and they were like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. Yeah. Especially the person that got the $100 coupon for the website.
So monetary wise, it's worth it. But personally,
if you would have gotten those things.
Yeah, but personally, it's not for you. That's how it was with the Bud Box. Like, they gave us like this bowl, but it was like, it was a $20 bowl, but it was stupid. Like, you spend 3 hours trying to clean it after like smoking some tobacco out of it, and then
the steamrollers with the dragons inside, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
no way you're ever gonna get it clean.
It's like once it gets all clogged, it's like having a Bic lighter. Once it's done, it's done. So, and then there was they had the clear. The cool things I liked were the cheaper things. Like they had a sushi roller, like bamboo pad, but it was for rolling cigarettes and jigs. And then they had the clear rolling papers, the ones that are made out of hemp. And like they have, so that it's a clean burn for your whole entire smoke. Those were the two things I loved about it. Everything else was
tobacco. For your tobacco.
Oh, and they gave you candy. They gave us candy, and I was so happy about that, because I had I was hungry at times.
I forgot to tell you, but we're broadcasting from sunny California, so those sorts of things are a little bit more.
Oh, all right, yeah.
And the majority of our listener base is in sunny China, Guanjing to be exact.
What's up, China? How you doing?
Guanjing.
That's where they manufacture all the shitty like microprocessors and shit. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Pardon my French.
I personally love my Chinese knockoffs. You guys keep doing what you do and making the cheaper versions of the stuff, because they actually have a cheaper version of the Chaotica ball in China. It's called the PF8, and instead of paying $200, you can get it for $50.
I got another tech subject just popped into my head. They are doing the Raspberry Pi 3 is out.
Oh,
and they've got a kit for sale. A really cool kit. Comes with a 7-inch LCD screen for the Raspberry. The Raspberry Pi 3 is really cool. It's got four USB ports. I can't remember if it's got Ethernet, but I know it's got Bluetooth enabled and Wi-Fi enabled on it. So the chip is essentially, it's a computer.
Yeah.
It's an all-in-one computer almost, which if I sent Travis a link of the computer I plan on getting myself, and it's kind of like that, but smaller. Really cool thing about it is, though, it is an emulation machine.
How small is the screen?
7-inch.
7 inches.
So you're going to buy a computer with a 7-inch screen?
No. This is the Raspberry Pi 3 we're talking about. I sent you the link to the computer. That thing will hook up to anything. So will the Raspberry Pi, though.
Yeah, the Pi is portable.
It's got an HDMI. I believe it's got an HDMI, or no, you can do USB to HDMI, but it's set up for that, so you can just plug it into a TV if you want, and then you can do all the cool emulation, because there are a ton of emulators that have been programmed for the Raspberry Pi. I mean, the thing's designed to be a microprocessor or a microcontroller, so it's used to light up LED lights in special ways. it's just a microchip. That's all it's for. It's just a chip. But
I've always been a fan of the raspberries. So
the programming you can do.
Shit.
I think in the description of the video we'll include a link to the Raspberry Pi 3 starter kit because that thing is so cool. And if you're looking to get into, computer programming, the programming you can do on the Raspberry Pi is pretty cool because you don't risk bricking, an expensive computer. These things, they're cheap. I mean, they're not super cheap, but you can get knockoff Raspberry Pis over from Guangzhou, China for, $5, $6 a pop. The homies in Guangzhou.
Stomping grounds right there.
They call them guomies.
Whoa.
Either way, though, great stuff. Really think that anyone that's interested in that sort of, tech would be blown away by how cool this stuff is.
I get a little miffed, even though I get the nostalgia value of it all. But the NES and the SNES Mini, everybody's like, "Yeah, it's so great! I get to live."
It's a Raspberry Pi.
I know. I'm like, what are you doing, like, guys? It's like if you're gonna do all that, like, just either get a Raspberry Pi or just get an emulator because 9 times
the reason they're going for the SNES and NES Classic is it isn't truly emulating it the same way. Like it is frame per frame. The inputs are instant. There is none of that translation going on. It's running it the way the old systems used to, which is It's just there is no operating system to it when it's running the games. It's just running the games the way the old system used to.
Oh, I get it.
At least it's been optimized to be that way.
I would honestly just get it for the.
I just hacked my classic NES. Got 700 games on it. Not all of them work, but it's pretty similar. I mean, it's not too much different.
As long as they fix the cord issue they had with the NES Classic, because people were pissed when they got it. My brother was pissed. He gets it, and he's like, he has to sit like a couple feet away from the damn TV. It was a bad design move.
Well, it's still 8-bit. I mean, that's what you're going to get out of 8-bit on these big screens. I don't know.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about the graphics-wise. I'm talking about literally the controller connected to the console was way too short. You had to get the extension cord.
Yeah, I bought an extension, too. I bought 10-foot extensions.
It was a pain in the ass.
BT dubs.
Yeah, that was weird.
People have N64 games running on Raspberry Pis. So, just saying.
I'm when I get back into doing Daily Does, which is going to be actually this week. I'll probably put out a video this Friday. I'm trying to figure out what N64 game I'm going to play. So if you guys are watching,
you're going to play Majora's Mask. That's what you're going to play.
Oh, I'm playing Majora's. So I'm being told now.
Yes.
Do I get should I shine Master's shoes too? Is that what?
You have to play the best. It's either that or you go for an oddball and go for Bomberman 64.
That's not an oddball. I fucking love that game. We're doing Bomberman 64. Fuck that. Because I'm one of those guys who peaked in Super Nintendo era. So A Link to the Past. Obviously, I got far in that with my Let's Plays, but that was before people actually started watching the damn things.
Well, here's the deal, though. With Bomberman 64, the reason I love that game so much is because they just re-released... Okay, so I got the Switch. And I saw in the marketplace, you've got the new Bomberman game on the Switch, and it's just a mobile game, really. And the price they've got it on is crazy, and it's classic Bomberman. So over the top, place a bomb, run away. Whereas Bomberman 64 wasn't that. It was more of an open world adventure Bomberman.
I'm game for that, dude. Oh, just to let you know, my roommate just stopped by to say hi. This is Mark. Mark, you can pop your head in right over there. The camera's right over there. I want you to say hi. He might actually be in a future podcast.
We don't want to see that.
What's up?
Yeah. He came down. I was like, you can come down for a hot minute. He probably came down for a lighter. Here you go, buddy. But yeah, I'm definitely down to do Bomberman. I've always been a fan of Bomberman and the classic Bomberman. So
these videos, what are you doing in these videos?
He does Let's Plays.
Yeah, I took a break because I wanted to finish my degree. I want to get that done and out of the way. And now I'm going to be working from home, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to both record music and Let's Plays. Currently, both my music and my Let's Plays are on the same channel, but that's going to end pretty soon. I've noticed that my subscriptions would fluctuate between the music and the gameplay, and people would be like, where's the new gameplay video? And then I make a gameplay video. Where's the new music? Then I throw out a new music video. Where's the new? So I'm like, you know what? I already have the channel made. It's called Daily Does Gaming. It'll be coming out very soon. And then the current channel, which has the Daily Does logo, that's going to go away. We're going back to the music. And then like basically my vlogs and the comedy stuff that I was working on, like the Daily Does discussions, that's going to go to the new channel because that got a great response. The art of fuckboyism, which I didn't think so many people would die laughing at, which made me really happy and proved my mom right about I should be in the comedy. So yeah, that's going to happen.
Your channel.
When did you start getting into music and what at what age? Because you're a guest on the show, I feel like we should get to know a little bit about you. Like, where were you raised at, and just a little background history so people know.
Sure.
Where the person is coming from.
Music wise, I have been singing since I was 3. The reason I always use the age 3 is because so it was a Halloween party at my grandfather's job. He was working at Primerica before it became a pyramid scheme. And they were having a Halloween party and I just disappeared. They didn't know where I went, what was going on. And my black ass was on the stage with the band singing, dancing, carrying on. Like this is just normal. My mom's having a freak out. So from then on, it's been music till the day I die. When I was younger, I was born in Long Island, raised in Staten Island.
I can hear it in your voice a little bit.
Yeah, I've been out in Pennsylvania for 10 years, so I've lost a lot of my accent, but get me pissed off. And I always say, if you get me pissed off, you'll hear the hood come out of me. My E's and R's will go out the window, and it'll be like, yo, what's good, homie? You feeling froggy and leave, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happens when I get angry. But when it comes to music, what I've done for very short stint, I wrote for Universal Records. I wrote for Red Spider of G Unit. What else did I do? I sang opera at Carnegie Hall when I was 17. And I made it because people always get this misconstrued.
Like, how do you get there?
Oh yeah, I think it's practice. God, that fucking joke. And then like I did American Idol tryouts years ago, and here's a common misconception about cattle call tryouts. Now people think that Simon, Paula, and Randy saw every 10,000 person in every city. It's not how it works. So you stand online for 4 days. And when I say you stay online for 4 days, you fucking stay online for 4 days until all the shitters smell just everything and you're downwind. And it's horrible. So the first 10,000 people meet a whole group of judges. All these judges, and then you get judged. You know, they tear you down. Then it goes from 10,000 to 2,000, then from 2,000 down to 150. Out of that 150, only 75 can sing. The other 75 are lied to and said they can sing so they can go in front of Paula, Simon, and Randy and get their asses reamed. I made it to that 150, and there's a lot of misconceptions about them. So Randy Jackson's an asshole in person. He's a bougie little bitch. I have no qualm saying that. If I ever meet him in life, he can kiss the darkest part of my ass. Paula Abdul she's a sweetheart, but she was just drunk and high off her ass. Just like in the show, like when you saw her just loopy, that was real. The nicest person there was Simon. Simon is a sweetheart in person.
That's not surprising.
Simon is the nicest guy there. Because the only reason he tears your asshole out is because you suck and you don't think you suck.
So it's really a misconception that the two are flip-flop, because it seems like Randy is the one who seems like the nice guy during the filming, and Simon seems like he's the one that is the actual asshole.
Yeah, and I'm not, let me be clear about that. I haven't seen them since I was 17, 18 years old. So at that point, you know, their personalities could change, or it could have been just a bad day. But from my personal experience, Randy was an asshole. So I sang Let's Stay Together. Now I'm 16, 17. They had us in that room for 10, 15 hours. They only gave us soda, and then they encouraged you to dance and have a good time. And it's all a ploy. Like they basically told you to dance and sing and drink the soda to destroy your vocals. And they were just waiting to see who would do the right thing and who would do the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing because, again, I was 16, 17 years old. I get in the room. I sing. I get to the when you do the song Let's Stay Together by Al Green. So he goes, let's stay together. When I did the let's part, I went flat. So Simon's like, you know what you did wrong, right? I was like, yeah, I went flat on the high note. He's like, you know what? At least you acknowledge that you did that wrong. He's like, just, keep working at it. You have a bright future ahead of you, and just come back next year. That's what Simon told me. So I was like, thank you, Simon. It was a crushing experience, but it was really cool for him to and they all gave constructive criticism. Randy was just, he was a throwaway, and Paula was like, you have a nice outfit. I like your pants. I was like, fuck. But Simon, he's all about the business, so he was really cool about it, and I really enjoyed meeting him. And Ryan Seacrest, he's a dope dude too. Ryan Seacrest in person is actually he's a genuine
all
guy.
Good things I've heard.
Yeah. He's a really, truly genuine. We went around. I was with him the whole time because I was just bored. So me and him and the film crew just started running around, and people who kept falling asleep, we would just scare them awake and scare the shit out of them. It was a fun time. It was good times.
I feel like the show's probably changed quite a bit since then.
Well, the show's canceled, so I don't know. The show doesn't exist anymore.
I think they're doing auditions again in Pittsburgh.
Are you serious? Why? Yeah. I ain't trying out. Fuck that. I'm going to open my own business. So, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
So from what brought you there to being able to record and produce your own music?
So right around when I was like 19, 18 years old, I started using Sony Acid, which if you know music DAWs, it's shit. It is just the absolute anus of DAWs. Like Reaper is free and that is better than Sony Acid, which is paid. But I didn't know how to play any instruments. Okay. So at that time, all I would do is like I would do everything a cappella, beatbox, everything like the strings, the bass, and that's how I used to write my songs. And then I started getting really interested. I was like, let me learn the back end of this. So then my uncle, who's a producer, he's worked with everybody from Soul for Real to Luther Vandross. Like I remember one time I was at his house and I'm sitting and watching Johnny Bravo. And then these 4 dudes sit on the couch and they're like, yo, can I change the channel? I looked to my left and my right and it's fucking Soul for Real. I almost shit my pants at 8 years old. So he was like, you want to get into this music thing? He's like, let me send you this program. So he sends me Reason 2. And
another Tim thing, that's crazy.
I love Reason.
A lot of people use Reason, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
I am a Reason freak. I am a devoted Reason user. In fact, I just got Reason 9.5. I just updated it because now they can support VSTs, and that was a game changer for me. So now I can use all of my native instruments, my complete. So I've been really just digging my heels in, and no more having to use
the old version where you had to slide and go to like it was the back of a mixer, and then
Like it's still like that. It is still the back of the mixer and everything. But they combine the UI of like I don't remember. Did you ever use Record? Like the when they came out with Record and then they decided to just make Reason 7 completely put together. I'm telling you, get back into Reason. It is so good now. Like, oh my God, even their stock sounds are on point.
See, here's the thing though, is I'm a professional and professionals use GarageBand.
Yeah, hey, you know it's funny because like Pro Tools is the industry standard, and I fucking hate Pro Tools. I will use it if an artist needs it. I will use it if our project calls for it. I hate
that's
Pro
going
Tools.
too far. That's going too far.
I hate Pro Tools. I hate Pro Tools.
You use
I have no problem. If you're going
GarageBand stock as it comes on Mac no later than Snow Leopard. That GarageBand. There you go.
He's like, I like the classics, everything analog.
The difference is the preamps that are built into Pro Tools are.
Well, that and
I'm not gonna knock the actual guts of Pro Tools. It's
quantized spacing was added the year after the GarageBand. I just said quantized spacing was added, so you know where you could kind of adjust the timing on it a little bit. Say you hit something off beat, you know you could adjust
quantize.
It. Yeah, quantize. Yeah, but I was going to say
you couldn't do that though.
But with Pro Tools, it's like they have amazing guts. Like I like what's
everything
in Pro Tools. I like everything that's in Pro Tools. I just hate the execution. And maybe because I was spoiled by Reason, and I grew up in studios, and Reason is pretty much a replication of like the SSL mixer. When you want to link your instruments, it is using a literal wire in the background, and you link the wire.
So it's very a digital hardwire system.
Yeah,
anyway, I mean, I think we kind of geeked out on this long enough. We're only talking to each other now.
Yeah, and you know, none of you got anything on me because I use the same one, the MIDI controller that Gary Newman used back in 1979 when he did
the exact one. His fingerprints touched that thing.
Hasn't been washed.
Okay.
But
when out there.
No.
I got the same mic that Michael Jackson used when he recorded Thriller. So
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
give it to me
yeah.
personally.
That's what I say. All right, because this is Thriller night.
So, anything else you want to tell us about yourself? You're a brand new, bright and lively guest, and we're happy to have you on. Anything else that?
I would just say,
with you, what's going on?
I would just say, stay tuned for Friday. I should be dropping a track. New gameplay videos are going to be coming out, and then the channel split's going to happen. Check it out. If you're into Let's Plays, if you're into funny videos, if you're into good music, come check out Daily Does. And that's enough of me plugging myself. That's all I got to say right now. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah, shut up, you dirty fucking liberal.
I'm not a liberal. I as time has gone on and talking to you, and I have become more of a centrist, man. Like, fuck liberal media.
I'm like a cancer. I just bring everyone towards.
No, but that's a good thing, man, because more people need to be neutral. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just. Let's be real. The left and the right, the ones that are vocal are the extreme left and extreme right, and then everybody in between is just like, shut the fuck up. Because at this point, it's gotten to the point. It's just, it's annoying.
I mean, I'm pretty vocal, but I'm neither left nor right. On certain scales, I'm to the right, but not authoritarian right, and that's a huge difference. But you know, I'm really outspoken about what I believe in and whatnot. But I think that today's topic is something that is undeniably
undeniable.
What would be the opposite of polarization? Would that be? It's not polarizing. It's almost like it's unifying? A thought that we. Yeah, it's unifying in a way.
Oh yeah, you fuck with the internet fucks back.
So CNN. I want to say it was 2-3 weeks ago. Posted an article saying that Anthony Scaramucci or something. Someone loosely tied to Trump, you know, in his trusted circle of people. They did a hit piece on him saying that he was tied to Russia financially through, I think it was RBNC or something, some long-ass Russian bank name.
Yeah.
The bank then said, no, he's not. And then when asked for sources, CNN couldn't provide any because they published an article vilifying a person based on an anonymous tip that they did no research on. They published it. 3 people resigned, one of which I believe was either nominated for the Pulitzer Prize or won the Pulitzer Prize. I can't remember if he won or not, but I know he was nominated for one. Regardless, 3 pretty high up writers or editors, maybe. Who knows?
I think one of them was like one of them was like an ed. Like
one of them was an editor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he I could be completely wrong, but I believe he put the piece out on the good faith of his writers, but he took himself down. He was like, you know what, I can't dig myself out of this. The other writers didn't speak up. They just fucking pushed the piece. So.
Well, then later on, Project Veritas, not exactly the most trustworthy source, did an undercover interview of the health editor, I believe the health editor for CNN, so unrelated to politics, but
yeah,
you know, if you're the lead editor of one area of, you know, a news organization, odds are you have a good idea what's going on in the other areas.
Yeah.
So that in mind, they got undercover video of him saying that pretty much everything, this whole Russia scandal is bullshit. They have nothing on it. It's entirely fabricated, totally made up. What we're talking about today, though, is a gentleman posted a GIF.
Let me cross my legs real quick because I'm ready. I'm getting ready for the heat. Go ahead.
A gentleman, though unconfirmed, either 30-year-old veteran or a 15-year-old kid in the basement. Don't care. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
could be Cyndi Lauper for all anyone cares. Regardless, this person posts a GIF image, and it's Trump's feature on WWE. But
that was a good episode. I don't care what anybody says. That was a good episode.
Instead of him beating the shit out of a wrestler, he's beating the shit out of CNN.
It was great. It's
And
classic.
it's not a single
logo of CNN
just the logo though, not an actual person, not an
Just the
actual
logo.
reporter. CNN goes full fucking crybaby, starts going, he's promoting beating up people of the media. Someone could get killed, blah, blah, blah. This is so unbecoming of the president. I'm sorry, nothing Trump does is becoming of a president.
We've gotten to that point.
Stop
We realized that
acting,
before the election was over.
stop acting shocked when he
Nothing
does
normal
stupid
got
shit.
him elected. Nothing he did that was normal got him elected.
But-
he did everything wrong.
But this is, and there's another one that I can
right.
go off on, and I'll go off on it after we have this discussion because it's another funny fucking article I read, and this time it was, I believe, Huffington Post.
Oh, fucking Huffington Post.
That or Salon, you know.
Huffington Post and BuzzFeed can go jump off a bridge, but continue.
So
can Salon.
this writer or researcher at CNN doxes this guy, finds out his home address, finds out who he is, where he works, who his family is, where they work, and then emails him. That email has yet to be released. CNN then publishes. This is a private citizen. He's retracted and apologized for all the racist, anti-Semitic, blah blah blah. And we all know racism and anti-Semitism on the internet are commonplace.
Yeah.
It's usually just to piss people off.
It's called being a shit poster or a
Yeah,
troll. Come on.
It's trolling and shit posting. I don't think that any of these people actually in their lives would go out and commit hate crimes.
Exactly. It's akin to being a mass murderer in Grand Theft Auto, because
Yeah.
if you're going to connect those two, you might as well
It's the same
connect the Grand Theft Auto
severity.
thing. Yeah,
It's the same severity.
But continue.
So anyways, they dox this guy and then say at the end of this article, we will not be releasing this information unless this person goes back on what they say. We reserve the right to release. We, the nation's largest news network, reserve the right to dox a person for posting a fucking meme.
Lord, let me chime in when I can, because I got some heat. I am so heated. I had a conversation about this today.
Now, the big thing that sparked this was Donald Trump sharing this, and I would say that out of all the horrible, lousy things about Donald Trump, that was by far the best thing I have ever seen.
I agree.
That was one of the better ones.
That was the classiest fucking. That was a classy meme, and he earned a few class points for how fucking fantastically he captured the nation's view of CNN.
I agree.
It was funny when I saw it. I was laughing, and when I see funny memes about Donald Trump, I laugh at them too.
As hard as it will be to stay off the topic of how irrelevant and how horribly biased and how horribly uncredible CNN is, and all these things that I'm only saying because we all feel it. What do you think about a major news organization, regardless of who they are, doxing a fucking citizen? Talk about an abuse of power, right?
All right, so here's my stance on that. Okay. Okay, so they went even further on his trolling and stuff like that. They looked at his posts, and come to find out he said a bunch of racist stuff, and they were like, oh, he's a racist, he's this and the third. What they failed to ever mention in the entire report was that subreddit was a shitpost Reddit. It was about dark humor. The page has an Ariana Grande picture, and I guess I saw this on Phil DeFranco. Say what you want about Phil DeFranco, but he was pretty.
I love me some Phil D.
I love Phil. Phil and you, like I said, Phil. I've told you this. Phil and you have really helped me to move center from left. Okay, so the post, like the actual image is of Ariana Grande, and it has all the fans, and it has the little revive icon above all of them.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. So
I shared that one.
So it's not. It wasn't meant to be actually racist. It was meant to be a shit stir. It's a shit post. So it obviously this kid's not racist. But here's the real shit burger that they fucked up on. They said in their initial post that he had that they had contacted him and that he had apologized after. Then they released another tweet saying that he had apologized before they had contacted him. Then you go further and you see that he was like, they said CNN contacted him and they said it was okay and everything. Of course you're going to say it's okay. You're going to say it's okay because if you don't say it's okay, my whole family's about to get doxxed. I don't care if you are racist. Of course it's disgusting. It's not something that we should promote, whatever the case may be. But it is your God-given right in this country to be racist so long as you're not hurting anybody, so long as you're not assaulting anybody. You are a right to have your opinion and not, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're going to get told about yourself. But that doesn't give you the right to be blackmailed. And it really irks me because I am a man who got jumped by 4 police officers for sitting while black. I am a black man who got spat on by Trump supporters because I am black. I have been called nigger God knows how many times. And I'm defending this guy because I don't care what he said. He didn't do anything to anyone. He made a shit post that, unbeknownst to him, Trump shared. So it's his fault that Trump shared it. And then you're going to go after Trump because he shared a meme. At this point, you know the guy. You know what he's gonna do. He's Trump. It's gonna happen. So the blame, honestly, falls on CNN right now. And then they're gonna try to backpedal and say, well, we were saying that to clarify. You didn't have to clarify. We're not stupid. We got the point that you had an interview with someone who released a meme. There's millions of memes far worse than Donald Trump tackling fucking Vince McMahon and getting his head shaved. It's ridiculous, and there's no one else to blame right now but CNN. So that's why I'm like hashtag fuck CNN.
I think what you're missing there is this is kind of like Lars Ulrich and the little girl who got sued for millions of dollars for Napster for downloading their songs on Napster. I think that what CNN's trying to do there is make an example, make people scared to share.
But the problem with that is you went after the wrong. I mean, I get making an example, but you're Goliath. You're Goliath going after David, who made a meme. This guy is not. He's not wealthy. He's not doing anything to technically harm anybody.
In a rap game, someone makes a diss track about you, and he's got like 12,000 downloads on SoundCloud, and you're someone that's important in the game. You're not worried about that little diss.
Exactly, because they're non-existent in your view. They don't exist in your view. You've got a channel worth billions of dollars, and then you got a guy who's probably got about $500 or $600 in his bank account, and then you're gonna go after him and try to dox him. And I think the biggest thing that really bothered me about it was, okay, he did something shitty that CNN didn't like. Fine, cool. This company basically said they're gonna release his personal information. So now you're not only putting this guy in harm's way, you're putting his family in harm's way. What if his family doesn't align with his thinking? What if his family didn't even, what if they more than likely not, because shit posters don't go around their family. Hey, mom, did you see that dank main check? They don't do that. Okay. I mean, besides you. But the point is, they're not involved in this, and people are like, "Well, yeah, if you do stupid stuff," and I'm not gonna put his name in there. He's a dear friend of mine, and he's still gonna be a dear friend, even though he pissed me off today. He was like, "Well, if you do stupid stuff, you got to pay the consequences." I was like, you know what? Yeah, if I do stupid stuff, I should pay the consequences. Not everybody in my whole entire circle. Okay, and he's like, "Well, you're public." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got information on the internet, but you know what? I'm talking to you both right now. I do not have all of your. I can get your personal information if I pay a couple bucks and do some searching, but I don't have it. I just don't have it. It is not that public. The only thing he ever said on his Reddit was the state that he lives in. But people were like, oh, he had all his information out there. His account was linked to his. I was like, yeah, okay, his account was linked to it. How the fuck did they get his number?
It's bribery. It's blackmail. It's an ultimatum. It's
exactly.
It's disgusting coming from such a big organization like that.
Exactly.
And it gets one word. With the power that CNN has, and to unleash the demons of fucking Antifa or the far left or whatever.
That's the wild card nobody wants to consider, is that Antifa has become a leftist army of whiny, complainy college kids that will go out and assault people if you sick them on them.
The extreme left and extreme right have lost their damn minds, but right now this is an extreme left problem. This is a serious and they need to calm the fuck down. And here's one more thing I want to say about that is it's so hypocritical because they're sitting there saying, how could they? How could they? Why are they so racist? I'm like, dude, you're talking about these people deserve what they get. They should get fucking eaten by the wolves. Do you know who you sound like? You are sounding like the people that you're supposed to be, crusading against. You have become what you hate, and you do not even see it.
Well, when I wrote a while back, I wrote an article called "Why I Hate Defending the Alt-Right," and in it, I explained that
it was beautiful. It's becoming more and more true every day that article had a lot of that article had a lot of significance.
So in the article I wrote, I basically said the reason I defend them is because they have the right to have whatever beliefs they want as long as they're not hurting anyone. And if you look at recent news, the people that are actually going out and hurting people are the people that claim to be anti-fascists. But where are they congregating? They're congregating places where people are trying to express their freedom of speech. Who are the real fascists?
Yeah, I would have to say I'm the type of person where, like, okay, I agree that I am not an alt-right person. I am not pro KK. Obviously, I am not pro KK. But but I mean, I have experienced so many different kinds of racism, so many different types of everything, and in terms of hate.
Growing up where? So I need to get an environment just so I know.
So no, I mean, I grew up in New York, but I spent some time in Pennsylvania and in this town Plymouth. When my father was passing away, I was emotionally distraught. So I went outside, sat and had a cigar, and I got the shit beat out of me by 4 cops because they said I had marijuana in my cigar. They were like, "Hey, what's in your cigar?" And I was like, "Tobacco." They're like, "Tobacco and what?" And I was like, "Tar, fiberglass. I don't know what's in a cigarette or a cigar." I'm like, "I'm not really sure." Then they radio in, "We have an African American male high on illicit substances, possibly armed and dangerous." And then they whooped my ass. So I have experienced some really rough shit, even in high school.
So that was right after your dad had died, and then that kind of situation happened?
Exactly. It was happening as my father was passing away. I got the crap beat out of me by cops. So, and in high school, I used to get picked on. They used to call me shitlocks, niggerdamus, a whole bunch of fucking mean things. But I think it's because I've experienced so much hate that I could never push that on somebody else, and I could never promote that. It didn't make sense. So if you're going to, and at the same time, as long as you're not being violent, if you want to speak your mind, if you think that black people are tar babies, fine. I don't agree with that, but I will defend your right to the death to say it, because that's what America is supposed to be. I don't know what the fuck America is now, but
does not think that way.
No, and no, Antifa doesn't think that way. Obviously, CNN doesn't think that way, and a lot of leftists don't think that way, and it's really weird. We're fighting for equality, but you got to understand that people, there's always going to be those people. It's never going to stop. Human nature is never going to stop. We can move towards a more tolerable world, but we're not going to be 100%. Everybody's high-fiving each other. That is unrealistic. So, but at the same time, if you give people the room to breathe, to speak their mind, the violence will start to subside a little bit, because you're not stifling someone's ability to speak their mind. I'm not going to stop. You want to be a racist piece of shit? Go ahead and be a racist piece of shit. But the minute I see one of the people who supposedly support my views goes after and tries to be violent towards that piece of shit, I'm going to defend that piece of shit, because it's their right. It's their right. End of story. So if a guy who's experienced racism for most of his life, who's been racially profiled for just walking while black, can defend it, then why do I have my white friends who's like, oh, I never experienced it, but I know people who have? Okay, so what? I don't understand. Like it fries the microchip in my brain.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to. At one thing that I would wager to say that everyone in this on the show tonight has in common is a less than savory upbringing.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone here had it particularly easy, whether it was personal choices, whether it was circumstances out of our own hands. I don't think anyone here had it easy.
Oh, but talking about.
But what I will say is that when you come from those roots and that background, it's a lot harder to advocate for doing those things to other people.
Exactly. I wholeheartedly agree. I agree.
And the issue I've had for a long time with, particularly with the left, is this lack of realization of you're doing the exact same thing you claim to be against. And the only reason that you hate it when other people are doing it is because you're not the one benefiting from it. Because it's okay when you do it. It's okay when CNN doxes someone, but it's not okay when someone on the right doxes someone.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's justified when the left does it because they're fighting Nazis.
Yeah, but and here's the thing. Like it always pisses me off when they're like, "Oh, if you're a Republican, you can't be my friend." I'm like, dude. First of all, you sound real dumb right now because let's be realistic. Not every Republican, obviously, you can check the polls. Not every Republican voted for Trump, so you can't sit there and vilify every Republican for what they did. Not to mention, not every Republican that voted for Trump because he's an asshat. Some people did. There
were Democrats who voted for Trump.
Exactly, and then people just don't talk about that. They just think that every Democrat voted for.
I talked with one lifelong Democrat out here on the service call, and he said, "I'm going to vote Republican for the first time in my whole entire life." It was an old white dude.
So, I mean, it's silly. It's truly silly. And yeah, some of my best friends are Republicans. Some of my best friends voted for Trump. Do I agree with them? No. Am I going to vilify them? No. Am I going to call them out on their bullshit? Yeah. But I mean, I'm not going to go out there and fucking torches and fire and brimstone every time they open their mouths because
which you can see a lot of that though. I've seen people with Trump, especially here in California. I know out east in the swing states, it's different because, well, okay. So for instance, during the election, everyone was like, "Oh, he'll never win. He'll never win." And I'm like, he probably won't win, but I could see him winning because I saw a bunch of Trump signs all over in yards, and I was in Ohio. That's a state he had to win. And I saw a lot of support for him there, and I didn't see much for Hillary. But back here, I've seen people, walking around in their MAGA hats or whatever, and I've seen them get pelted with shit.
Yeah, it's not okay. Like again, we agree that the guy is not really suited for office, but that's
friend. Okay, so a friend put a Trump bumper sticker on his car.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to sleep, wakes up, his bumper is ripped off and then beaten on the ground. He'd been saving up for a long time to buy that truck. It was a used, I think, 2002 Ford pickup.
You're going to say he's been saving up a long time to buy that sticker.
No, he had been. Because he was poor, dirt poor. His mom just passed away. All this shit had been going on in his life. But he decided to, support the wrong presidential candidate, so he gets his bumper ripped off of his car.
Which I still don't understand because they're like when people are like, "Oh, Hillary Clinton was the best candidate," I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, I mean, I get it. We had a shit stain or urine pool to vote for, but don't sit there and try to exalt and put her on this pedestal of greatness. I
will argue to this day that he was still the better choice. For one reason. He was a wild card.
Yeah, because that was and
Hillary. You know what? I didn't vote for either of them, to be honest with you. But looking back now, I don't even think that Trump's done that bad of a job. I'm a third party candidate. I hate the two party system, so I always vote third party.
And that's the last thing on CNN I wanted to bring up. By the way, Travis, thank you for bringing up my mind. CNN has had a constant tirade on Trump. Trump really hasn't fucked up a bunch of shit. I support him on pulling out of the Paris Accords because we were getting a really shit deal there. Like, if you look at the carbon emissions of countries, you see that countries that were emitting more carbon, had a bigger carbon footprint, were not being penalized the way we were because of their overall poverty. But, so, that's fine. Renegotiate, whatever. He hasn't done that bad of a job. It's his mouth constantly running that's his biggest issue.
You want to talk about his policies and argue about his policies that he's
CNN
up, and you disagree with that, then that's fine.
CNN has ran a witch hunt against him from.
Do we really need to talk about his body weight, his hair, his orangeness? I mean, really, it's getting kind of old. Like it was funny at first, but if you keep saying the same shit, Orange,
You know what? To play devil's advocate though on that one,
I mean, come on.
Well, let's get the point across first, though. CNN has had a witch hunt going, and every day it's a new article. I've seen an article. Trump interrupted his phone call in the Oval Office to smile at a reporter. Actual news story.
This is why I hate the 24-hour news cycle.
They are running all this shit on him. And when he actually fucks things up, they're not reporting on it because even if they do, nobody's going to believe it because everyone already knows they're crying wolf.
Yeah. And
they don't have real dirt on him, so they make shit up. What scares me about that is he is going to fuck things up, and we're not going to hear about it.
Exactly. And when it comes to the Trump, when people say he's not a bad president, I think he's just a non-president at this point. He's there. He's there. So I can't really knock him on policies because nothing's really happened. Nothing's really been pushed through. You know, pretty much government's at a standstill at this point. They're just dragging their damn feet because they're arguing over stupid, superfluous bullshit. But yeah, it has been a hit job. But when to go back to what you were saying earlier about them calling him fat and everything, and to play devil's advocate, I'm not saying it's justified to do tit for tat. But when Obama was in office, Fox News had a field day every damn day about just the most bullshitty articles. But the thing is
Fox known for being reputable?
No, and to be honest, when's the last time CNN's been reputable? But it's been a cool decade since CNN actually put out anything that was noteworthy. But the thing is, they're supposedly the go high team. They're supposedly the respectable team, and they feel that, but at the same time, they're like, oh, well, you know, Fox News. Bitch, what are you for? Because you're acting like a toddler, or like you're acting like a kid right now. Well, he did it, so we're going to do it too. That's what they're doing. And it's gotten to the point where it's just like, just report on the news and just report on the news. Like, what news station? Like, I'm just tired. I'm tired. The mainstream media is just ridiculous.
24/7 insults of the president. And here's another interesting fact that a lot of people don't know about. So, and with all these investigations, what they're looking for is something to indict the president on, okay? Which is, under the Constitution, not even possible to indict the president on any kind of criminal charges, because stated in the Constitution, and you can look it up, there was a situation where a president was indicted on these charges, and he was more focused on these charges other than having the biggest job in the world, which is running the country, which is kind of actually what's happened because Trump can't get his dick out of the media for 3 seconds to try and run the goddamn country. He's always attacking reporters and worried about his public image, which is not what he should be doing. He should be worried about trying to run the country, and that is why there's a stipulation in the clause that happened under Nixon. When Nixon was coming under fire and all that bullshit, they passed this thing real quick to not have the president, because he's got the biggest job in the world. Imagine how stressful it would be to be the president of the United States. You don't need any distractions. You don't need any of that kind of bullshit.
Look at Obama.
Flooding your brain.
Pre-presidency versus post-presidency. Black don't crack my ass.
Age 20 years and 8. But I agree. And that's the thing. We can sit here and have a civil conversation about the truths of the presidency. Do I like him? Absolutely not. I've actually met the man. He can kiss.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, like he can sincerely, that's one of my favorite phrases. You can kiss the darkest part of my ass. Like I don't like him. There's nothing about that man I like. Even though I did like him on The Apprentice, I found him to be hilarious. But you got to stick to the facts and constantly nitpicking. And you know Trump. You're gonna like when they say you hit him back, he hits back hard. It's like you insult him and he goes into fucking full on tantrum mode. And you just let him. You keep saying you got to do his job. Let the man try to do his fucking job. I'm not saying he's going to execute it well at all, but give him a goddamn chance.
Do you ever wonder what it would be like if like the media, if the nation had given him a chance?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I do think he probably would have fumbled on his own, but it would have been less of a shit show in terms of the media focus. They were like, oh, well, he didn't execute this policy well. Oh, he didn't do this well. But that would come down to good reporting, which is not happening.
He had a lot of really good ideas. His tax plan was brilliant. The one revision he made to Obamacare from the start was brilliant, and now it got undid by the fucking Senate, which was eliminating the penalty.
Speaking of Obamacare, did
Obamacare light?
I like how I like how everyone glossed over the fact, like it was reported for 2 seconds, and then it went back to shitting on Trump. And I'll be perfectly honest. I hate, giving credit where credit's due for Trump, but he straight up said he looked at the bill and he was like, "This is mean." He was not down for it. No, what happened to the report about that when Trump was like he was not in support of this? He was like, I don't like this. This is fucked up, dude. I'm down with Trump. I don't even like this.
They don't want to report anything good he does, though.
And
it would go against the narrative.
And admittedly, like
to have a narrative.
Yeah, true. And admittedly, I'm not going to sit here and give him any more credit than that. I mean, it's not like he's done a lot of amazing things, and he's done a lot of dumb shit.
I'm kind of surprised.
He's a mo. But if he does something good, no matter how minuscule, no matter how fleeting it is, report it in full. Let the nation know, like, hey, he's fucking up. But he did say that the health bill was a piece of shit. So let's back him on that. Can we back him on that one? Can we tip our hat to that one?
They won't back him on anything, though.
And again,
it's that polarizing shit it's that CNN, BuzzFeed, what else? Playboy now Playboy.
When the fuck? Because they don't got no more titties in their magazine, so they got to they got to write articles. Even though I will say that shit was funny when the press conference. Oh, that tickled me because I can't stand her.
It's hilarious. Did you see the pictures of the Huffington Post editorial staff?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Promoting all that diversity.
Oh, all those white women.
Yeah, I think they had one Asian woman.
Huffington, that's like when BuzzFeed came out with BuzzFeed News. I'm like, no, you should just be BuzzFeed because y'all just fucking up left it. I don't understand.
You scared him. You scared Travis.
I'm sorry. Did I insult you? I kind of like Huffington. Nah, why? I can't even say that with a straight face. Like the only time I ever watch BuzzFeed is when they're doing the
I like the cooking shit.
Oh yeah, those cooking videos. I would love to meet those guys. They seem like the cool people.
But then Tasty took off with that now.
Did you ever see the other one? Since we're getting off topic, did you ever see the Tasty knockoff where it's like how to cook water?
Yes.
Yes. That's
my style of humor right there. Actually, a little sneak peek for anyone who's still listening to the podcast at this point. So for my reviews on Steemit, I looked on Steemit. There's so much good substance, and I thought, you know what? I need to fuck that up. So I'm going to be doing in-depth, reviews. Product reviews.
Okay.
This is the first product we will be featuring. It is a $1 party hat with elastic chin strap.
Going straight items.
I've got what looks to be a candle, but I'm going to do a taste test anyways on my review.
It does look delicious.
It'll probably be poorly reviewed because it won't taste very good. I've got a grow snake. It's a snake that grows. We're gonna see how that does.
Ladies, if you're listening, I have a snake that grows. It's an Alabama. It's an Alabama breed.
I got a laser pointer, a $1 laser pointer. I'm gonna see if it'll pop a balloon. If it doesn't, it fails.
5 stars. It would laser again.
And then
pop a balloon with a laser pointer.
Yeah,
most importantly, it's a pen with a little dolphin tail, rubberized dolphin tail.
Now, see, that looks like a great ball scratcher. I'm not even gonna lie. I would write it. Write my thesis as I rub my nuts.
those are going to be some pretty good reviews. So for anyone that's listening, I might include a link to those eventually on a future episodes as a little follow up. This day in history.
This day in history.
Coming up on an hour here.
By the way, anyone who hasn't at this point in the podcast checked out his page, go to the Daily Does page before he fucks it up by splitting it up. The intro video on that is like it's the coup de grace of of really bad comedy.
I love bad comedy. So yeah, it's Sean Daly, SeanDaily, and then look up put DOES after that. You'll find me.
Love the sound effect. The best part about his page is in the comment sections. You can leave a lot of nasty stuff in there.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Say some vile stuff. Say some vile stuff.
Be sure to see it. It's good stuff. So I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Although I never wrap it up, that's why I have 2 kids.
Oh. I can empathize, buddy.
Nothing but net on that one.
Yeah. As
that's what she said.
I think the one onesie I really wanted to get my kid was the Bob Ross quote. There's no such thing as a mistake, only happy accidents.
Oh Lord.
We're gonna paint a tree.
Well, this has been Mercury's Cast with your humble host Alexander Fu, his ghoulish manservant.
John, it's been great to meet you. Free
I am that House Negro, Sean. What's up?
No, actually, Uncle Tom has that one.
Ah, dang.
We gotta get him on here with Sean.
Yeah, we gotta make that thing happen.
I hit him up the other day and he didn't get back to me till the day after.
I'm so glad I got to do this. This has been a blast. I had a great time.
Dude, we would love to have you on again for sure.
That's definite. That's not even a maybe. It's not a we'll see. It's a definite. 100%.
Tonight was a good night.
Speaking of which, for our audience, remember you can go to thinkgeekcapsule.com, enter product code Mercury's ass, and
I'll show up to your house and slap you in the face. There you go.
Take a screenshot and we'll send you a $1 Google Play gift card.
Yeah, I will.
I'm down. I'm down for that. Oh my god, I'm down for that, bro.
You won't get a discount on the product, but you'll get that $1 Google Play gift card.
Oh, if you do that, I'll do you one better. If you do that, I will shout you out on the next Daily Does Let's Play. That is a promise. That is a promise.
Just as a disclaimer, the gift card will probably have 99 cents used. So
rock that penny.
Save a penny, earn a penny. Okay, cut it off. This is terrible.
All right. This has been Mercury's Cast.
Do you like? 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 Do you like?